Welcome to Kletus Roadside Service. We're driving a box truck today. This is an early Monday morning. Not early, actually. It's kind of late morning for me. 7:30 already. But I guess I'm leaving at a decent time. But I fucked up real big this morning because I was supposed to be at a 6:30 Monday meeting, and I don't know. I lied to myself over and over and over again this morning. I was like, no, I don't need to be up yet. I don't need to be up yet. No, not for today. I don't need to be up. And then boom, fuck. Oh shit. I needed to be up. I wasn't up, and then I was not prepared for anything whatso fucking ever. Um let's see. My bag wasn't packed. I got my paperwork done last night. So I did do that. I almost went to sleep before doing that, and I was like, I better do that fucking paperwork. It's gonna be a pain in the ass to do in the morning. Now, maybe if I hadn't have done the paperwork, I would have woke up on time. But I don't know. I can't. I'm not a scientist. I don't know. So I did all my paperwork, but my bag was still like nothing was put away in my bag. I didn't have chew. I couldn't find either set of my glasses, my sunglasses or my regular glasses. Didn't have coffee. My car was still parked in front of my wife's car in the driveway because on the weekends, that seemed well, this is like the first or second weekend that we've really had to do it, but it's just easier for my car to be parked further up in the driveway and then her car behind it. Because if we go anywhere, it's going to be in her car, most likely. My car was also out of gas. Even before that, I was getting ready to leave and I let the dogs out. I couldn't get the dogs to come back in. I don't know. They were like, it's nice outside today. We're going to hang out. We're actually going to go piss in the fucking yard and maybe walk around a little bit. My dogs almost never do anything in the backyard. You let them out, and before you can turn around and fill up a glass of milk, they're fucking ready to come back in. Um, so I had to whistle for the dogs like 4 times, try to get them to come back inside. And I couldn't take my shit until the dogs got in there. I mean, hey, I'm just a flustered type of guy, I guess. I don't know. I don't, I don't do well unless I'm flustered. But I ended up, instead of just being late, missing the meeting, I was 10 minutes late on top of that. Whatever. It'll be all right. This car over here had his blinker on like he wanted to get over, and now he doesn't. So I thought you were coming over, Ultima. But and even sometimes whenever I am running a little bit behind, I don't tell anybody because nobody's gonna fucking know. But today I was like, I gotta say something. They're gonna know I'm not there. So I had to text my boss and say, yo, running late. This was the text. Be there in 10 minutes. I'm dumb and fucked up my alarms. I think that was it. Sounded like there was going to be more to it, but then I think that was it. And I get in, and I had to turn in some paperwork. Nothing crazy. Had to talk to my project manager about the job that I got towed on because I'm like, are we charging our customer for anything on this? Because I didn't do anything for them other than remove their container, but their container's actually further away from where it needed to be at the beginning of the day. So how much? He's like, no, we're not doing that. I'm like, all right. So, and I totally forgot I have to submit some papers, which won't be hard. I just gotta get on here and go here, click here, click here, click this, submit, no, and we're done. All right. I was like, fuck, I got to get my timesheets turned in at a certain time. So I had a wonderful weekend though. This was a really good weekend. A lot of time spent with friends and my kids. So what was it? It was Friday. I guess we'll go back to I got off of work. I got towed back to the shop. You guys heard about that. Everything went well with that for the most part. The next day I had confined space training. This truck is not a smooth it's not a smooth ride. Just letting you know. And I forgot I need to have the maps open because I'm not sure where I'm going. 71 South. All right. The the confined space training refresher is an all-day deal. That was nice. Kind of. Um, what did we do? We started off in the office and we just watched a couple of PowerPoints and talked about some things and answered some questions and I was really surprised that there weren't that many people like out of the group I was in. I thought more people would like, raise their hand and be included in that stuff, but no. It was like me and two other guys out of 10 people that were fucking saying anything during the deal. And I don't know, maybe it was too early or whatever, but we just talked about our training and then we went out into the shop and they have a trailer set up to do physical training. It's a trailer that's got some pull out confined. It's a makeshift confined spaced area that's got different elevations and twists and turns, and you can get on top of the trailer because that's what it is. You can get on top of the trailer and set up a tripod and everything, and it was a good time. It was a good time. Learned learned a few things and learned how to improve upon some of the things we were already doing. Always a good idea to have a good training program, especially with a bunch of new guys we got coming in. But one of the problems I see, probably one of our biggest problems, is that we don't have a lot of equipment. It's not a problem. We can get the equipment, but we like the skiffs, the things that you strap a unconscious body to. We're gonna get fucking rear-ended here if you don't fucking get the fuck out of the highway. Jesus, everybody wants to exit right here. Not me, but I can't get over. There's no lane for me to get in. Um, so yeah, just equipment, because we do that one where we go to the place with the car wash, the big pit underneath the car wash, and we got to go under there, or not we are just a rescue crew in case something bad happens. And, the guy that goes down there, he's got his, the winch cable that's hooked to his harness. He leaves it connected the whole fucking time he's down there. And we've never ever detected anything wrong down there, anything bad. But I mean, that's what we're hired to do there, is to make sure, and it gets cleaned every single week, so it's not like it has time to even build up anything that would be such as H2S gas, hydrogen sulfide or whatever, which is naturally occurring deadly gas. We watched one crazy video on that. It was like it was like in Argentina or something, I don't know. But there were workers working on the foundation of some sort of building. They were probably 30, 40 feet deep, and two guys that were down there had passed out. Two more guys went, or three guys down there passed out. Two more guys went down there. One of them had a respirator on, and the other one had supplied air. And the respirator guy, he was able to save two, well, not save, because they were all dead, but he was able to get two people onto the platform to get lifted out of the hole. But then he soon died also. And then the one guy that had uh, the oxygen, he's the only one that survived. So there was like five people on this little thing they lifted out, and it's kind of chilling to watch because like they're down there, they're suffocating, so they're like their body's going into complete shock and everything, and it was kind of a weird thing to watch, but it's good for training. Um, Anyways, I'm trying to think of anything else that happened. I didn't get into the confined space to do anything until after we ate, and we ate barbecue, and we had a limited amount of meat and macaroni, but we had an abundance of beans. So I ate so many fucking beans, dude. I ran everybody out. They were so upset that I was farting in that fucking confined space. They were so mad. This fucking truck is shaking the shit out of me, dude. My coffee's trying to escape my cup. I lost part of my coffee lid here. These Yeti cups are nice. They have a magnetic lid on them. Guess that's easier to clean. But when you throw your cup gets knocked out of a truck and falls on the ground, that little magnet piece turns into a projectile, and you don't know where the fuck it went. So now I don't have a lid for my coffee cup. I mean, it's almost a lid, but there's a big hole where you drink out of it that cannot be covered up. Anyways, it was a good training deal, but I didn't realize. I was like, oh yeah, I can't wait for training. We're gonna get fed and we're just gonna hang out all day with all my buddies. We went up and down the ladder on the side of this fucking truck about 18 times. I could not believe it. I was like, all right. He's like, all right, let's all go ahead and go up. And we go up. And he's like, and then we do some stuff. And he's like, all right, let's all go down. We go down. And then he's like, all right, let's all go up. And I'm like, what the fuck? And he's like, all right, let's all go down. And all right, let's all go up. Let's go down. All right, two people need to go up. You haven't been up there as many times as the other guys, so you need to go up. All right, I'll go up there. All right, hey, come on down here. I'm like, motherfucker. Okay, listen. And he wants you to put your harness on, take your harness off. I don't know if that's part of the training. I'd like to say I'm better at putting my harness on now, but I don't know. I think it's about the same. It's just a fucking kind of a pain in the ass to get on, and then you got to tighten the belt up, and he's like, all right, you make sure you get those tight because you might be hanging. I'm like, okay, so I get them tight as fuck around my legs because if you have them loose, you're gonna fucking rack your balls. So yeah, it was actually more of a workout than I normally would get, especially for a day like today. Um, and I got worn out. It was most of the day was going up and down ladders. And then once I did get to the top and we were working up there, they had me on the winch. So I had to winch down three guys and winch them up. And I'm like, my arm is about to fall the fuck off. Like, use your training, ask for help. I'm like, hey, will you come over here and crank this? They're like, oh, I can't. I'm like, what the fuck? But it was a good time. And then I went home and I fell the fuck asleep. So I didn't fall asleep immediately. I drove home. My wife had just taken the kids to my mom's house. So it was an empty house when I got there. And I got there, I laid down on the couch, and that was about it. But we did end up going out to a restaurant. went out and had a really good burger from this place called Snack Burger, Snack Shack, Snap Shack, or I don't fucking know. They have really good burgers. And I got me a double burger with a big ass portobello mushroom on the top that's filled with cheese and deep fried. I'll tell you what, that thing hit the fucking spot so much that I went to sleep as soon as I got home. I didn't do anything when I got home. Um, and then it was Saturday. I don't know. It's hard to say this without sounding complainy, but I got into freak out mode and I cleaned up the house. Not the whole house, but some parts of it that were, lacking. So, and then we went and we had to go get the kids picked up. And then we went to, yeah, they had a great time. My parents, they like to do like, they like to do stuff with the kids, which I think is wonderful. The kids don't care about how much whatever costs, but they were like, we're going to take them to the movie theater, and that's going to be their Christmas present. I'm like, what the fuck? Okay. So, well, they took them to the IMAX. So, and then my kids have not been to the movie theater at all. Do I feel bad as a parent knowing that? Kind of, not really, because kids don't sit still well. And I know any movie that we'd go to see, it'd be full of kids that my kids would probably be behaving better than all the other kids. But I don't know. They're like, we want to go to a movie theater. And so that's what they ended up doing with my parents. And now we'll go. I guess they were fine. They watched the whole movie and didn't get up and running around being bad or anything. They did all right. So they've passed the movie theater test. So we'll take them to the movie theaters again. They saw Moana too. Ask the kids about it. They don't know what the fuck they watched. They don't. My son, he was like, there was a preview, or no, he said there was an ad at the beginning. I'm like, that's called a commercial or a preview. He's like, no, it's an ad. I'm like, okay, same thing, I guess, but he's growing up in a different generation. Um, for the Minecraft movie, he was like, I thought that's what we were gonna watch, but we ended up watching Moana. I was like, sorry, bud, but good thing that movie comes out right before his birthday. That movie comes out, so I think we already got a plan for what we're gonna do for his birthday. Go to the movie theater. Um, yeah, so we got the kids picked up. We went over to the other my in-laws' house. They invited us over to restaurant. Everything was fine. We went over there. Nobody bitched about me or anything. We sat around, had a good time. Nothing bad happened. And I don't want nothing bad to happen, but it's a shock when I go over there and I have any interaction with my in-law, my mother-in-law, and nothing bad happens. It's kind of amazing. And so as of right now, everything's great. We had a good time, and we went to a Mexican restaurant. It was good. It was good. And then we went home. I think I played some video games when I got home. Downloaded a few more mods, played some video games, had a good time late into the night, and then I got up and, or I don't know, went to bed. The next day, Sunday, we woke up early, and I had already talked to my buddy Luke about this because he was like, hey man, do you have that VR headset thing that you talked about on the podcast? I was like, I sure do. He's like, it would be so cool if my kids could see it and try it out because I'm thinking about getting them one. I was like, for sure, dude, come on over. And I left out a part of the story. The day I was doing all the cleaning and stuff, that's another thing that sparked it was I had to move because it was in my son's room. He has a little 30-inch TV, and my GPS is upside down. Why is it upside down? He has a little 30-inch TV, not a lot of room in his bedroom, and that's where the VR was set up. So I had to get the VR set up in the basement so we'd have enough room for all the kids to be there and nobody would get smacked in the face. Luckily, nobody got smacked in the face. Lincoln's son, one of his kids, it smacked the freaking tote. I had a bunch of totes stacked up, and he punched it right there. I was like, "Oh, damn! Your hand okay, buddy?" It was, but yeah, and that sparked a cleaning frenzy. There's so much laundry because there's like laundry that you wear, and then there's laundry that gets dirty that I don't know if anybody wore it. I don't know if who grew out of it. I don't know what it's doing here, but there's like a big ass pile of just random ass laundry that needed to be sorted through, and that was from when I cleaned the basement. Because I went through the basement, my wife had like things sorted, and then they got unsorted by the kids, and then she had them sorted again, and then they got unsorted by the kids again, and then there's just shit everywhere. So I made a big ass pile of, I don't know what the fuck this is. It's going in this pile. We got that pile taken care of, guys. It's kind of amazing how much laundry actually got done without any of mine getting done. That's amazing. I mean, I got plenty of laundry, but um, I got a basket of shit that I actually wear that's dirty that I need to throw in the washer. So, yep, and then my wife was like, "You can't invite them over without the house being clean." So we spent a lot of time trying to get the house cleaned up and everything. And then even late last night, this was all Sunday. I got the tree taken down. I broke down. I was hoping that all the ornaments would just get off the tree and get in the box. We are going 50. Why are we going 50, you slow fucking Toyota? You're slow as fuck. Speed it up. Yeah, so the tree got taken down. So the living room, got decluttered, cleaned up. The kitchen, we ordered a bunch of McDonald's for the kids and all of us. So we had to have somewhere to eat. The kids had a lot of fun playing the VR. They loved it. I also had my computer down there, which I stole my son's TV, and I hooked it up to my computer. So now I have a dual monitor setup, which is fucking awesome. I'm just trying to get used to it. I like it, but it's hard to get used to because trying to get things on one screen and off of another, I don't know. It's not really my wheelhouse, but I'll eventually get it. It'll be all right. They had a lot of fun playing my BeamNG game, and I tried to get the other game fired up for them, but surprisingly, I check my games quite often to see if they're updated or need to be updated or whatever. And as soon as I'm like, "Hey, you want to try this other game?" I click on it and it needs to update. I'm like, "Oh, never mind." And Google Fiber, even though it's hooked up with Ethernet, it still took a little while, which was kind of surprising, but we had a good time. Great time. Fed the kids lunch, or I fed them dinner. It was kind of an early dinner, but I don't know. I just pulled out some stuff out of the fridge and laid it out, and they loved it. They had a great time. It's always nice when you pull out food and they actually will eat it. And that leaves me to where I am today. I had to go to Dino Nobel today, which is down in Carthage, Missouri. And I was taking the box truck, so I was like, "Oh shit!" So I hurried up, got in, even though I was late today. I hurried up, got in, got the truck fired up, had to defrost the windshield. It was all, nobody has drove this truck in a while, so it's real frosty. And yeah, and my boss is like, "Hey, don't forget your work order." So I go over and I grab the work order and I look at it, and it said, all quote, pick up one 5-gallon pail of hazardous waste and transport it to the hazmat place under the pre-approved profile. I said, "Do you want me to take the box truck?" He's like, "Well, you have to because it's Haz." I'm like, "Yeah, but do you know anything about Haz stuff? Like, I think you do. You don't have to. It all depends on the size of the container. So if I have a 5-gallon bucket or 5 gallons worth of product in a 3,000-gallon container, it's got to be placarded. If I have 500-gallon tank with 500 gallons of haz waste, the container needs to be placarded. But there's a squat Escalade just went by me. I'm surprised I don't see so that many of them, but it's a straight up squatted Escalade with the big ass rims sticking all the way out the side. The weird sticker on the like holographic sticker on the back window. It says, "I look at the sky" or something. I don't know. So, anyways, they were debating on me taking the Fiesta, a pickup truck, or the box truck, and I was like, guys, I already got the box truck fired up, and yeah, the Fiesta is totally different, but the box truck isn't going to use any more diesel than the fucking F350, F250, whatever it is. It's the F600 or F650, whatever the fuck it is. So I was like, I'm just gonna take the box truck, and they're like, all right. I'm like, I don't know where this 5-gallon bucket. I don't think the straps are even low enough to touch the 5-gallon bucket. So I might have it sitting in the passenger seat with me seat belted in. Not sure yet. But and I'm not. Well, I guess I might weigh over. Well, no, I don't think I weigh over 10,000 pounds. So I don't need to weigh. I'm gonna just drive on by because I don't think I need to weigh. I am gonna go through a scale up here. Maybe, maybe not. Not sure. What's it say? Where do I turn? Oh, no, yeah, I will. 124 miles south. And yeah, that's about it. We do some strange things. What this looks like some bullshit, driving 2.5 hours to pick up a 5-gallon bucket. But what this looks like is that we have a contract with them, and if they want to keep the same terms of the contract, they need to use us. And if they're not going to use us, we'll just terminate the contract and we'll renegotiate, and could be a higher rate. So I'm guessing what this is they're like, all right, well, yeah, we have come grab this 5-gallon bucket so we can keep our contract. And all right, come to get it. What they don't really, I don't know if they realize is that, it doesn't matter if it's a 5-gallon bucket or 18 drums, it's going to be the same, almost the same cost. Well, I guess the disposal would be less, but I don't know. Hey, I'm here for it. Everybody else at the shop is going to this other place, which I hear sucks. I think I've been there, but I can't remember it exactly. So I'm not going to say I've been there when I don't know if I have, and I don't even if I have, I don't even remember how it was. But it's a big shutdown, and almost everybody is going to do that, and I guess it's gonna be a big shit show. And then we have a couple other people that are just going to hang out around the shop hauling scrap and stuff. So my day is looking good. I don't think I'm going to be able to get a full 8 hours out of this, but I'm going to try. By golly, I'm going to try. So with that, I think I'm going to leave you. I'm going to try to listen. I have not been up to date on my podcasts at all. There's so many podcasts that have come out that I just haven't listened to. Every time I've been sitting still trying to listen to one of them, something happens in the middle of it, and it's I don't know. So I'm going to try to listen to a podcast. I got a good amount of time here. I can probably get a little bit of one in. I'll talk to y'all in a little bit whenever I finish here. No issues here. Having a great day. Drove down here. I noticed that I was a little low on fuel, which is kind of weird because people don't fuel up the box truck when they're done with it. It's a problem, you know. I don't want to take any guesses on who drove this beforehand, but I have a feeling it might be the tire guy or emergency response. Our emergency response department, they are. I don't know. I don't know what to classify them as, other than good people that do hard work at horrible times. They also don't take care of any equipment. They're the ones that fucking they. I don't know. I don't know if I even talked about it on the podcast. This is a box truck, brand new F600 box truck. It's got 9,000 miles on it, and we already had to replace part of the roof. It's not crazy tall either. It's pretty. It's not as tall as like a 12-foot or 13-foot, dry van or whatever. I don't think it's that tall. I actually haven't measured, and maybe that probably has something to do with them not measuring too. But they hit something with the fucking box truck, and I didn't take the fall for it. I drove it that morning. I didn't. I got in early. It was dark. I drove the truck. And then I got back to the shop, and then people were all looking at me as I was driving in. I'm like, what? Do I got schmookus on my face or something? What's going on here? Why is everybody looking at me? And then I get out and I check out the truck because everybody's looking at it. And there's big old dent. I was like, I didn't do that. And it was hard to convince the people around that I didn't do it. And I was like, we have cameras. You better check the motherfucking cameras. I did not hit nothing with this box truck. That was like that when I left. Wasn't me. And yeah, they looked back at the cameras and they found the guy that did it. And they had some questions like, why didn't you tell us you damaged the truck? Like the truck is brand fucking new and it's already now it needs a fucking roof. But I don't know. Part of me thinks that I saw a guy in there drilling out rivets and stuff, trying to replace it's like kind of like not the nose cone, but the round edge at the front of the box. And it might have been him. I don't know. It could happen to any of us. But I don't know. I don't think I would fucking smack shit with my truck. But you never know. Anyways, yeah, anyway, where I was getting at was the truck was empty of fuel. I stopped off at a Casey's. The devil got me. The devil done reached into my pants and pulled out my wallet and my phone. And he said, hey, you have $10 worth of Casey's cash. Why don't you use it on some pizza? So I did. I said, that's actually a pretty good idea. Give me a new coffee, some pizza, fuel up the truck, you know. And I did. And I ate the pizza and it was fucking delicious. It was so goddamn, it was perfect. When you go to the Casey's and you grab a piece of pizza and you're like, you can look at it, but you can't really tell till you take a bite of it. Like, was this cooked long enough? Did I grab slices that didn't have much sauce on it? Is there meat? Is the meat all hidden underneath all the cheese, or is this just got no meat on it? You don't know. It was a breakfast pizza, so I usually don't do that. But today I said I'm going to do it. And then I had a nice drive the rest of the way. Uh, I did go by the scale. It was closed. Hey, hey. And I'm pretty sure the scale northbound is also closed. Um, Even though I don't know. I was going to stop in there. If they were open, I was going to roll through. I was going to go ahead and do it. I'd rather go through and not need to than not roll through and them want me to. Because then they're going to write down shit off the side of my truck as it drove by. They're like, hey, I know those fucking guys. They're supposed to pull in here and let us check them out. Hey, let's put an APB out on the fucking box truck. It's got a picture of a fat man on the side. Just, I mean, it does, but you can't tell I'm fat in the picture. But there's a picture of me on the side of this truck. It's the back end of me, which some would say is the best end. I don't know. I haven't, I haven't heard anybody say that to my face, but I've heard people behind my back say this guy's got a nice back end. So, yeah. Anyways, got here, went in, had to check in, watch a video, give up my, sign my life away, saying that hey, if I blow up at this dynamite factory, it's okay. Um, and then drove in. Somebody came up, said, "Hey, follow me." I followed them. They took me right inside the gate and pulled over, and they said, "Here's the bucket, right here." And I mean, it. I saw it on the paper. I heard it from the man's mouth. That's what I expected was just a 5 gallon bucket. But whenever you get in there and they just hand you a 5 gallon bucket and say, "There you are," you're like, seems like a waste that I'm willing to do. I'm willing to do this waste of drive all the way the fuck out here with a box truck and then turn around and drive all the way back home. Uh, but I'm like, everybody's got jokes. He's like, "Did you bring a big enough truck?" Like, sure did. It's big enough. So, yeah, I got checked in. Just had to go into this other building right inside the gate and have the guy sign some papers and then put some stickers on this bucket and then turn around and walk out the door and put it in the back of the truck because that's where has waste goes. And then I had to climb up in the back. I was hoping I could just set it on the inside and there was going to be like a bungee cord or something right there. There wasn't. So I had to climb up in there and grab a strap and just, lightly ratchet it up around the handle so it'll kind of hold the bucket from tipping over. Inside the bucket are vials. What's in the vials? I don't know. They're all different colors. They're just little glass vials. Looks like somebody been taking blood from an alien or something. Somebody got low iron, got checked out there. I don't know. But a bunch of vials. My paperwork says it's sulfuric acid, so that's cool. But they're all sealed up in vials. They're sealed in a bucket, and they're in the back of my truck, and I'm taking them all the way back to Kansas City to give them to this other place that gets rid of our has material. And I left, and here I am. I'm driving now. Everything went great. Couldn't have gone better. Could have gone a little longer. I mean, they made me watch a video before I went in there, and I feel like, I don't know, the electricity that they spent turning the TV on for me to sit there and watch it wasn't really worth it. Because the lady's like, have you been here before? I was like, years ago. I don't know how many years ago. Could have been a full year. Could have been more. But I don't think I came here last year. So, and I came there. I've been there twice now. Well, three times since today. And but I brought a tanker there. I brought a tanker there to get loaded with whatever fucking liquid they had. And I think another time I took a box truck and I picked up totes. Um, Pretty nice place, nice people. I'm gonna set it down to the speed limit. I don't need to be getting anywhere quick today. I listened to Tim Dillon's podcast about the inauguration and everything, and then I listened to Theo Vaughn's inauguration podcast. Theo Vaughn had a very interesting time. I saw it on a video on Facebook. I was just scrolling through Facebook and it said Theo Vaughn's chair broke at the inauguration, and it's a video of Theo Vaughn just sitting there and his chair. I don't think the video showed his chair breaking, but there was a video of him immediately afterwards, and he's like the Paul brothers are behind him trying to help him up. And he went on to talk about other stuff. I don't know if you want to hear it. Go ahead and click on Theo Vaughn's podcast. Theo Vaughn's This Past Weekend is what his podcast is called, and he goes through. It's kind of a long, drawn out deal, but it'll make you smile a bunch of times. But that's one I had been waiting on. After I saw the video of him falling, I was like, I cannot wait for the next podcast. And then it came out. I don't know when it came out. It came out earlier, and a couple days ago or something. And I'm just now getting around to listening to it. And I don't know. I got other podcasts ready to roll for the drive back. I don't really have too many political comments at this point in time. I feel like it's been a crazy wild storm of things going on, and I'm still trying to collect my thoughts on everything that's going on. I mean, not that my opinion matters at all to anybody, even myself, but I don't know. I like to be aware of what's going on. I know that the ice raids have been going on. And my wife brought it. She's like, "Did you know they're going into schools and stuff?" I said, I haven't seen that, but it makes sense. She's like, "What do you mean it makes sense?" I'm like, "Well, if there's undocumented or illegal people here that haven't gone through the correct processes, and they're sending their kids to school, they got names, most likely real names, and addresses and information through the school board that makes them a very easy target. And if their goal is to deport as many as possible, that seems like one of the easiest ways to do. But listen, I haven't heard about any of that other than my wife saying that. The only thing I've seen is the super violent criminals that they're going out and catching. And I guess Colombia was like, you ain't bringing our criminals back, motherfucker. Turn that motherfucker plane around and get the hell out of here with our people that we sent to your nation because we didn't want them fucking up our city. But it's their people. And Trump said, "Oh, really? Well, I mean, I got some new regulations I'm gonna lay down on you." And I mean, it got me to download Truth Social, which is kind of fucking weird. It's a weird place to be. but it was a little video clip on some news thing, and it had a tweet next to a Truth Social thing, and I was like, listen, I don't want to find out about this shit from the news. I A lot of the news coming out, yeah, I mean, I give it a little bit. You guys are just footnotes, is what you guys are to me. So I see that get posted up. They put up the tweet, and I'm like, hold on, I need to see this for my own self. And I also was like, well, if the president that I voted for is going to be posting up vital information that he wants the American people to know about on a certain social media platform, I feel like maybe I should be a part of that, so I can see it. I don't have to wait for the news to come out and people to spin their stories on everything. I want to be able to see it. So I downloaded True Social. I turned notifications off for sure. It asked you like 4 times. Hey, how about you turn on the notifications? I'm like, fuck you. No. I ain't doing it. It's like, how about all these people? You want to follow these guys? You want to follow these? And I'm like, I don't know who the fuck these people are. So, anyways, I'm now a part of Truth Social. You can find Kletus Ray on there. Good luck. I'm not gonna do a fucking thing on that. Probably. It's probably mainly going to be specifically to see what Donald Trump is doing, because I thought, maybe I'll get back into Twitter, but he I don't know if he's posting shit on Twitter, but he's not. I don't know. He could be posting shit in a bunch of different spots. So, and then also I don't like on Facebook. I can see it. I'm well aware, not super well, but pretty well, more well aware than any other platform, that whenever somebody, if your name is above it, I can see if you shared it, or if you posted it, or if you shared something and wrote something yourself about that. I don't know. It's just the way I've been raised into the Facebook world. I know how it works. I get on Trump stuff, and it's like people are tagging him, posting this, and I don't know if he's sharing it or if this is something he even wants to be a part of. I don't know. Because I went to his actual profile, and then there's a bunch of random. I'm like, I just want to see exactly what he's talking about, and I don't know if these are just things that he's shared that other people have said, or what the fuck is going on. And there's a bunch of ads in there too. I understand True Social ain't got the giddy up of Facebook, but or Twitter. But those random ads throughout there, they're like, buy a gold coin with Donald Trump's face on it right now. Buy one, get two. 12 easy payments of $29.95. These are going to go up in value. You don't want to miss out on this. I'm like, whoa, easy. I'm not buying gold coins of Donald Trump here. The fuck is going on? Here's a t-shirt with Donald Trump. You can have your face put right next to him. Tell everybody you met him when you didn't. I don't know. So I don't know about the Truth Social. I don't know how it works or anything about it. But I'm on there, and at least I can see what he said and maybe stuff that he's shared. I don't know. So that'll be interesting to be on there. But yeah, I don't know. The ice raids are going on. I guess within the first 30 hours or something like that. I could be wrong. Maybe 24 hours. Somewhere in there, they deported, or they found, caught, captured, and are in lieu of deporting over 500. But that was days ago. So I don't know what's going on now. I know Kansas City, they've been posting up on the Fox 4 news thing. They're talking about. They're like, "Are we worried about ICE coming here? Are we worried?" And then you got other mayors in the sanctuary cities, or just mayors in general. They're like, we want these people to be here. And then my wife, you can see how her news feed is coming. They're like, they're going into the schools and they're getting them out. I'm like, that makes sense, but I think you might be getting caught up in somebody, click on my link. Look, they're taking the fucking kids out of the schools. And there might be a couple of cases like that, if this is a big bad drug dealer guy or MS-13 guy or whatever the fuck he is, Venezuelan gang member, and he's got a kid, and they catch him and the girl that's with him, and they're like, well, yeah, we have to go get the kid too, because the kid's gonna get off the bus and be like, where the fuck is everybody? So they go in there, and that might be what it is. I don't know. And I was trying to tell her, I'm like, I don't like the situation at all. But if we continue to just let them come in, we're propping up the cartels and stuff. Because you think these people are just putting on a backpack and they're like, all right, let's go. No, they have to call up the cartel. The cartel's like, yeah, give us all your money or whatever the fuck it might be, and we'll take you there. So they're muling these people across the border. They're getting taken advantage of. They could be getting damaged in the process in multiple different ways, either by drowning, killing, starvation, dehydration, and forces put upon them by other people, whatever those could be. One of them starts with an R word, R letter. So I don't know. They're not stand-up guys. The cartels that are taking the people across the border aren't really stand-up guys. I wouldn't assume. Some of them might be. They're like, oh yeah, we'll get you across. We'll take care of you. Don't worry about tipping me. I'm just risking my entire livelihood getting you over here. So we need a deterrent, and the deterrent so far, what I've seen, has been working out really well, because a lot of the sanctuary cities, and I could be being lied to, but they're like, usually these streets are full of migrants trying to check into this hotel lobby thing or whatever the fuck it might be, to get the free money, the free housing, the free food, all the free shit that you get whenever you cross the border illegally. This is usually a big fucking bustling area, and the hotels are usually completely packed full, and there's shit on the floor. But look, there's still shit on the floor, but it's cold. It's almost turned white. Okay, they're gone. People are getting the fuck out of there because they're worried that they're in a hotbed, you know, for the ICE guys to come, ICE motherfuckers to come in there and take them away. So they're all freaking out and they're getting the fuck out. I mean, they're spreading around the country, which isn't ideal, but I don't know. I sometimes I try to put myself in their shoes, and it's like, all right, I'm in Mexico. There's my neighbor is fucking shooting his gun into the air. My kids are screaming and crying, and I ain't got no money. And these cartel people come over and they're like, "We're gonna protect you. Give us money." And I give them money, and then they fucking shoot my foot. And I'm like, "What the fuck? This isn't cool." Hey, cartel guy, can I hitch a ride with you to America? He's like, yeah, we're gonna fucking beat the shit out of you the whole way. He's like, listen, that's okay. You can beat the shit out of me the whole way. We're gonna get to America. You're gonna let me in, and it's gonna be fine. Because I heard that I could just go to the New York place, and me and my family can get free housing, free money, free everything there, which would be really fucking nice. for once. And they get there, and then Trump gets in office, and he's like, I'm going to fucking beat this shit. I'm going to get you guys out of here. And you're like, fuck, just made it. I just made it. And I guess the moral of my story is maybe the governments in these shithole countries should maybe do a little bit for their citizens. Uh, you know, having gangs and violent people controlling your every move isn't a great idea. So, and right now, on top of all that, Trump has said that all the gang members coming out of Mexico and wherever else are now terrorists. And troop intervention, I don't think that's off the table. You know, a terrorist, and that's what he's called them. So I don't know. I don't know if what the fuck is gonna happen. None of it's a good situation. I'm not saying it's good. I don't think we were in a good situation to begin with. I don't think it wasn't working out quite well. Really pissing people off with the shit in the street and getting a bunch of money for nothing and taking over like whole cities and shit. That wasn't cool. And then getting and trying to undo the damage that has already been done is also not cool. But you gotta start somewhere. You gotta do something, and you're ripping the band-aid off quick. Seems like the solution that the government that we voted for is doing. And it's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be good. But I don't know. That's just the way it is. And I was watching something about Florida. There was a Florida guy on talking about Florida sheriff or something, and he was like putting up pictures, and he's like, we could go on all day long, but I'm just gonna pull out some of the most violent ones. And he was like, these people have been caught, jailed, and released from several states. Some of them have been deported, and they're back here, and they're causing crimes. And yeah, I don't think anybody wants that. And for the people that have gone through the correct process to get into America and do it the right way, I think I can't imagine they are just like, oh yeah, my cousin just jumped the fucking wall, and now he's here, and he's getting all these benefits and shit. When I went through the right process, it took a long fucking time, and he just jumped the wall, and he's here. He gets everything. He's living great. He's committing all these fucking crimes down the road. He's fucking killing people, raping them, doing all kinds of bad shit, and he gets jailed and he just gets out, and it's like, what I went through the fucking correct process. What the hell is this about? So I don't know. I just can't imagine the people that did it the right way are super stoked about having uh, their cousins come in here and just do shit the wrong way and make it look bad. That's really what it is. If they were over here and they were like the greatest thing that's ever happened, you're like, wow, Taco Tuesdays really got really fucking nice. You know, I don't know what it would be. Uh, I'm not saying we need anything from immigrants. I mean, we do, but uh, your your cousins are making it look real bad, and now we have to really act on this shit. It's getting to a bad level. Your cousins really ruined it for fucking everybody. Is what happened. Um, Me myself, I've worked with some people from Mexico before. I was stocking shelves, and they taught me Spanish, and they did give me food. were they? I don't know. They had a real job, so I don't know. I believe they were all here legally. I don't. It wasn't like outside of a Home Depot or something. It was like actually in a nicer grocery store, is where we were all working. Now, so I don't know. Like I don't know how that all that grocery store would put it on the line to hire somebody and just pay them under the table. I don't think that would actually happen. But I will say they did not have like any English. They didn't know any weird night stalkers. So stalking the shelves. We weren't like out stalking people. We were like putting food on shelves and taking the old food off the shelf and putting new food on the back end of it. And unloading the truck and stuff. That's what we were doing. And yeah, I mean, I would be sad if I, say I still worked with them guys and I developed a relationship with them, and then, President Trump's like, I'm gonna come take your fucking your people away from you. I'm like, hey, man, these are good people, but I believe they were all documented, so I don't think there was anything to do there. Um, yeah, I don't know. You just can't. You get in here under crazy, weird terms, and then you expect to not feel the retaliation from it. It's just like, all right, well, listen, we're gonna take you back. You can come back, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna let anybody that is here illegally actually come in legally, but I don't know how that's all gonna work. It's like, okay, yeah, you caught me. Send me back to Colombia, and I'll try to fucking go in the right way. But I don't know if they're like, well, you already had your chance. You fucked up. You're out of here. Don't come back no more, Jack. I don't know if it's that way. I don't think it should be, because whether you like it or not, the United States government, no matter how mismanaged it was they were allowing it. So it's like, all right, are you going to blame the people that were taking advantage of the system that was put before them? You shouldn't, but now we got to fix it, okay? Like, it's got to get fixed. It's got to be safe for people. Like, we got enough people killing people that have been here for generations. We don't need people that are just sneaking across the border doing it too. Um, there's a lot of killing going on, and it'd be nice if there wasn't as much killing going on. And this is one of those methods. Um, yeah, one of those guys from the sheriff from Florida. It was a guy that he got pulled over several times without any documentation, meaning he's not supposed to be driving a car. Gets put in jail, gets let out, and then he ended up crashing into, I don't know, some sort of a family, and killing some people. Not cool. How upset would you be if you're driving your car and then all of a sudden you get crashed into and somebody that you were with just died, and then you're like, and then they're just like, oh yeah, well he's not even supposed to be here, but we can't kick him out and we can't do anything, so we're just gonna let him out of prison. And you're like, what? He just fucking killed my dog or something and crashed my fucking square body. He crashed my square body and killed my dog, and you're just gonna let him out of jail, and then he's gonna go do it again over there. It's kind of annoying. Kind of annoying. Um, so I don't know. I don't want to say I agree with what's going on, because it is going to be kind of harsh, but I don't disagree with it. And yeah, it's going to suck that kids are going to have to go. And the birthright deal, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it does need to have a little bit of revision going through it because, you know, pregnant women trying to get across the border, not a good idea. Not a good, like, we didn't even go on vacation when my wife was pregnant. I don't think crossing the fucking border through razor wire in the desert seems like a good idea, but they're doing it just so their baby can be born on this dirt over here. Because as soon as that happens, then that baby's an American citizen. Well, where's the mama gonna go? The mama's gonna get deported, and then the kid's gonna go into the fucking system, which is also not good. So they've changed the way they're doing things, and they said, you know, you can't split up families like this. And it's like, well, we're not going to. The kids are going to go with mom or dad, whoever's around. The kids are going to go with them, and you know, we're not going to split the families up. We're not going to do that. And the birthright thing, that's gone. We're going to go ahead and get rid of that because it's become uh, it's become too common. But like I was saying in one of the last podcasts was, you know, the Tom Petty song "Born in the USA" isn't much of a thing right now. I don't know if that song is even still on Spotify right now because now it's not true exactly. I don't know. It's a horrible situation. I'm not the guy in control of all this. Yes, I voted for this, and I believe this is the. I believe they know what they're doing. It's gonna sting. It's gonna hurt, but that's what we're gonna have to establish a new way of doing things. And a lot of people are going to be dissatisfied in the process, but it's going to make things for the everyday citizen in America better, I believe. That's just what I think. Um, People are like, oh, well, all the jobs that the Americans don't want to do are going to be, you know, not fulfilled and stuff. Well, you know what I, you know, just my thoughts on that real quick without really even putting too much effort into it is there's a lot of jobs that pay really low that nobody wants to do, and those jobs are now going to be not getting done. Well, if whoever's in charge of that job wants to get it done, they're going to have to open up their pockets a little bit more so they can get somebody in there to do it. Having too many workers and not enough jobs, the jobs can pay less and they're always going to have a worker. Having too many jobs and not enough people, the jobs are going to start paying more. So the people that are here legally are going to get those jobs, and that yes, they're going to require more money to do those jobs, which is, I don't know how that's not good for anybody else. Yeah, the job of, I don't know, cutting these trees down. Well, now you have to pay more for this person to do the job, but now that tree, you know, whoever wants the tree cut down, you're going to have to pay more to get the tree cut down. Sorry, you want a real company that's licensed and insured to do that job. You don't want that tree falling on your house, okay? So, I mean, using the company that hasn't been using legal means doesn't have insurance because if that fucking tree falls on your house, you're like, oh, fuck, Javier, get the fuck out of here, dude. Get the fuck out. You don't want to get caught. We have no insurance. They'll just leave, and you'll show up at home after work. You'll be like, oh, yeah, I had a tree cut down, and now it's in my house. It is in the roof of my house, and there's nobody around. I don't even know who to call now. Like, who do I call? Call homeowners insurance? Be like, hey, a tree fell on my house, and then they come out and they look at it like, looks like somebody cut this limb, and it fell into your bedroom, breaking your water line, flooding your house while you were at work. You weren't notified. You should have had a Ring doorbell or something. And now there's nobody around because everybody's like, oh, fuck. They just create a new LLC and get the fuck out of there. It's not good. It's not a good way to do business. You need a licensed company to do that shit with trained professionals. Anyways, I guess that's a little bit of my rant right there. Don't like it, but that's the way. This is the way it's going, and it's not going to be fun. It's not going to be fun. There's going to be a lot of people pissed off, but also a lot of people kind of relieved. There's a funny meme going around, and it's of like Peter Griffin from Family Guy, and he walks into his kitchen. It's dark, and he just opens his blinds and he looks out, and it's Donald Trump sitting at the White House or whatever. He's like, okay, I can go to sleep. It's weird that's kind of how I feel now. I'm actually happy to have a president that's got a backbone that's doing some shit now. Actually getting some things done. I don't know if I'm going to agree with everything that's going on, but we needed radical change, and radical change is what we're getting, and it's not going to be pretty in the process. So anyways, I think I'm going to go ahead and end this here. I still got a little ways to go, but I'm going to get this has material dropped off, and then, I don't know, hang out at the shop until it's time to go. I don't fucking know. I don't know. Adios, muchachos. Talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.